There we go again. Link 4 coming up. That's right. Are all the people on the U.S. Voice just random people? No, I mean, they're artists. You know, it's Adam Levine from Maroon 5 and Shakira this year and Usher and Blake Shelton. Yes, a 112 cabinet with a Celestian gold would be the perfect setup for the producer, Bill. Oh, you mean the contestants? Yeah, the contestants here are mixed. Like the girl who's probably going to win The Voice this year was Michael Jackson's background singer who used to come out and do a duet with her. And she sings her butt off. She's amazing. She's so much better than the other contestants. It's one of those seasons where you're like, oh, okay. You know, this one girl is incredible. Baseface Josh says, whatever happened to that rumored Shakira sex tape anyway? I put it back in the drawer. Then the idea of singers without a band, not my favorite type of music. I like bands that have been together for better, for worse. How many solo albums by people from bands that are fun but not great? Yeah. It's cheap to produce. They don't pay those kids. They cover their expenses while they're there, but they don't pay them. And they're making a fortune off those kids. They're not paying those kids. They're living there, going to the television, working their ass off, shooting commercials, shooting promos, recording songs that are downloading. They don't make any money on that. They are working those kids. It's a great business model. And it's all with the carrot of, hey, if you win, we'll give you some money and a record deal that doesn't mean anything. Because record deals don't mean anything. It just means you're in a long line of people that have a record deal that never made a penny. You got to sell some stuff. You got to have a hit record. So it's a pretty lucrative business model. I mean, you think about it. I mean, they got to fly those kids around, and they got to put them in apartments, and they got to feed them, and they do all their clothing, and those are real expenses. But you have those expenses on a television show anyway. Only on top of that, you're paying actors a salary. They're not paying those kids a salary. So it's a different thing. You know, Charlie Sheen, crazy son of a bitch, he makes a good amount of money. You know, I think I just read that Modern Family got re-upped, and the syndication fee on it's going to be $1 million an episode. Yeah, sponsors pay for all that, but the people that produce the show keep a lot of it. They're making a lot of money. So it is kind of exploitive. Well, I don't want to be a starving artist. Malcolm Moore is great. You got censored there, Christopher Bott. I wonder if any of them are ringers. Oh, could be. I don't doubt any of that stuff. It could easily be. It's all just entertainment. Someone said it earlier on here. It's just entertainment. It's not music, and that's true. And it's good entertainment. I like it. It's fine. So anyway, one more polarizing subject on Lunch with Dan Boul. And the 4 links that I'll have to put up to do it. Son of a gun. Well, I like this kind of conversation, though, even though it's not really a conversation, because I kind of have the bully pulpit here. But better to make your mistakes in the bedroom than on TV. What controversial subject should we talk about next week? Look up Amanda Palmer's TED Talk. So good. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, we can talk about all sorts of controversial subjects if you really want to get into it. I try to be delicate and diplomatic as best that I can, but it's hard. Your wife might disagree. Yeah, I know. I'm actually a really vulgar person. For those of you that know me, I have a really dark, bad sense of humor. But I just try to... Josh, you're still paying for bedroom mistakes. I'm sorry, brother. That sucks. But I keep that private, you know. And the jokes that I've told on the show are the polite ones. And they're pretty freaking rude. But I know lots of really... Okay, let's see. We talked about the one cabinets. We talked about Dave Grohl. Last week's show. Thank you again, Hans and Howard Johnson. Hans Sperling. I really appreciate you sincerely, and hopefully I'll see you again over there soon. That was really fun. Cheap versus inexpensive. Electronics and Les Pauls. I think we covered it. I think we did pretty good. No kids here, just horrible. Oh, Josh, I'm sorry, brother. You got to have kids at some point. They're fun. At least I got good ones. Thanks to Dave Grohl for throwing some shit out there. Hang on one second. Bad sex. Oh, God. Here we go. Nick S., it looks like he's asking a serious question here. Let me focus on this. This is a real question. Hold on a second. Nick S. says, I'm looking for a sensibly priced mic to record my guitar. Have been looking into the E609s, but they seem to be hard to source in the UK. That's a good choice. They're hard to get? Really? They're all over here. Silver and black. I think yeah, I think that's it. There's just the one that I'm aware of. It's really good. That's what Saturday Night Live. Jared Scharf is playing his Monterey through a Alnico Gold and an ISO cab with a 609 hanging right in front of it. Oh, Josh, I can't say that on the show. But that's funny. It's very funny. Yeah, Jared's awesome. That's a 609. There's a Heil mic that's really good, and I can't remember the number on it now. That's kind of in the same range. But I tell you, down in the low-price mics, it's hard to beat that Sennheiser. That 609, because it's like $120 here. So, you know, it's probably 120 pounds. Let me see if I can find you one really quick. Hang on a second. That's kind of silly. You should be able to... Hey, can you other English guys help Nick find a 609 in Britain right now? There's Tomon in the UK. Long and McQuaid's in Canada. Huh. Sennheiser. Dealers in England. Sennheiser. Highway Hi-Fi. Here it is. I can't see the chat window, so you're probably microphones. Well, I'll give you this link, and you can probably find somebody. Amazon, Sweetwater. You know, the 906 is a vocal mic. It's not meant for instruments. You can go on Amazon right now and order one, Bob Dragich says. I don't know, Nick, between those two. I've only seen the one that's black on one side and silver on the other. Could be. But the 906, which is what someone's talking about, is not an instrument mic. It's It's a vocal mic. Bill Studio, way off subject. What makes of tubes wear out? What are the common signs, preamp and power? Well, the power tubes are just going to start, you're going to lose fidelity and you're going to lose power. They'll start sounding weak and it'll start to get a little brown like this and you'll lose the sparkle and all that stuff. Same with preamp tubes. Preamp tubes will kind of start to get noisy when they're going bad. They'll start to rattle more, you'll hear more stuff, blah, 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 blah. What happens to the tubes? Actually, the cathodes wear out. The cathode is the negative side of the tube that has a coating of schmutz on it that releases atoms as they get drawn through the grids to the plate. You know, electricity always goes negative to positive. So as you charge up the grids, it draws, excuse me, I got an itchy nose. It draws the electricity from the negative side of the tube, and little tiny atoms of the cathode start to come off. And when you run out of cathode material, your tube's dead. You know, the vacuum can also get softer with time, you know, heat and vibration, which is why I recommend heads over combos. Cathode stripping, yeah, that's part of the life. That's it, exactly. Okay, Howard, I missed it earlier. I apologize. Back to my earlier question about 3 guitar and the producer, Strat Telly, and a dual neck 12-string 16 humbucker. Yeah, you need a pedal made by Layla, Lehle, and I can't remember the number now, that allows you to do that. Morley ABC box will work. I think Radial also makes one. There's a few boxes, and if I see you on Saturday, we can sit down. We can sit down with my smartphone, and I'll show you. Concerned about the dog thirst only hunt. Oh, right. That's funny. Yeah, Radial's good. 3 guitars and the producer. It's a good rig, man. Do we need to get your producer on order, Howard? I sold 3 of those this week. Andre Mack, thank you for showing up. It's almost 1:30. I need to run too because I'm starving. I am starving Marving, for those of you South Park fans. Yes, but don't tell Judy. Okay, do you seriously want me to put one I can? Because it'll take 3 or 4 weeks to build it. I'll ask you about it, seriously. Yes, but don't tell. I won't tell Judy anything. Man, I've learned that trick. Trust me. I've been in this business long enough. Whenever I meet someone's wife, I don't even pretend that I know them. And they're like, who's that son of a bitch? Oh, nobody. He makes amps for a living. He does. Oh, no, I'm just a guy. I'm like the drug dealer around a lot of my friends. Thank you, guys. I enjoyed the show a lot. I like these ones where we get a little controversial and pooky. It's fun. But yeah, no, I know my etiquette around the women. Cheers, Howard. I'll see you on Saturday, I hope. Dan the Pusher. Nah, I'm just the enabler. You know, and Anita, you really have to, you know, keep this inside the wheelhouse because you're getting behind the man curtain here. Are you comfortable with that? That's that loud guitar out there. Somebody's beating up an amp, fixing one. Oh, that sounds awful. All right. I love you guys. You work with nothing but men. Okay. This as long as you're cool with it. You know, it's sort of... buying a Duke 900 also said, don't put it on the internet, Howard, for God's sakes. Hey, FS75, Frank, I didn't know you were here. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, guys. This is awesome. Always a pleasure to see you. I will be putting all 4 links up. It's crazy. Anyway, we'll talk to you next week. We'll talk about something very controversial and annoying. How about that? All right, fellas. Have a good one. so many people say goodbye to. I can't say goodbye to all, but I'm really glad you're here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.